the People's Music Network, and I want to welcome everybody to today's People's Music Network Song and Poetry Swap. My goodness, tomorrow, actually, March 20th, marks the 1 year anniversary that People's Music Network started hosting events like this through our Facebook and YouTube channels. And basically, throughout the last year, we've been doing these on a pretty regular basis. 2 times a month sometimes, and then other kinds of events, like we're going to have this song swap. It's a showcase of all these PMN members and all the different music that they're doing. And, what are we, the People's Music Network? We are an organization that sustains and grows a diverse community of performing artists, activists, and allies who use music, poetry, and other art forms as catalysts for a just and peaceful world. We've been around since the late 70s, and People's Music Network has really played a major role in sustaining the traditions of singing for social justice that that give a lot of us meaning in our ability to just have just to carry on the struggle. People who are fighting for a better world and against oppression. So People's Music Network has over 500 active members, and we're engaging in a wide variety of formats, actually, of activities. And I'm just going to pull up the website here in just a second to show you some of those activities that are coming right up. And here it is. It's coming right up here. peoplesmusic.org. And here we go. If you go to peoplesmusic.org, the first thing you're going to see is, oh, hey, look, I'm live right on the Facebook page. But the online events, this is one we're on right now, March 19th. But coming up just shortly on Sunday, you can sign up for this one, Songs of the Spirit. That's a participatory singing workshop that has a long tradition going back to the late 70s again, of people singing a cappella, no instruments, people singing simple songs that folks can sing along together on generally. Then there's If I Had a Song. That's a workshopping songs in progress. Actually, one of the facilitators of this session is going to be performing today. That one was so popular this time that we actually had to cut off registration, which was kind of an exciting problem to have, actually, because it's limited to 7 people. It's a peer song critique session, so people are giving each other feedback on the songs so that we can become better songwriters. That's a session we're definitely going to be offering again in the future. So watch out for this as this becomes available. We're going to hear from also one of the facilitators of these 3 sessions. We've got 3 upcoming sessions on different platforms for singing together online with very low latency. Latency means lag, so the time lag. There's a little bit of a time lag between when I speak and the amount of time it takes to go through my microphone, into the interface, through my computer, to the modem, to the server, and then down to your computer. There's like, I don't know, a good number of milliseconds between those 2 events, when I speak and when you hear me. And there are some ways to really reduce that to such a short amount of time that it's almost as if we're in the same room singing together. And there's 3 different platforms. One of them is called SoundJack. One of them is called Sonobus. One of them is called Jack Trip. And we're going to be doing little practice sessions on how you set up each of those platforms. So a really good way to check all those things out is to go to this part of the website, events, online events, and then you can get all the details about each one of these events. And there are some exciting details you're going to want to check out. And of course, we've got another one of these things coming up on March 30th, the People's Music Network Song and Poetry Swap. So I encourage folks who were on the wait list for tonight to consider signing up for March 30th, and we're going to try to get you in. We're also going to try to some of the interest in these things has been a little high, so we're going to try to watch out. We're going to keep muted right now. We're going to try to organize some additional programs that are a little more like informal, song sharing events that get our community together to share on specific topics. But just a little less formality to it, because we do got to have a little bit of formality in the sense that everybody kind of knows about when they're performing today. We've got a list. It's posted in the description for the live stream. If you're tuning in right now through the live stream, it's also available through the website. And I would love to encourage people who are on the Zoom link right now to actually follow this link that I'm putting in the chat right now, which is the link to the live stream. So you can put that on Facebook or whatever you use if you're into social media and stuff, and let people know that they can tune in. You can download all the lyrics that have been put in for tonight's event through the bit.ly link that's in there. And then one final note for performers is that if you want the lyrics of your song to be displayed online while you perform, this is for the live performers, not so much for the people who are pre-recorded, but if you're performing live, you can let me know that you'd like to have your lyrics displayed. I can easily share that on the screen. The only request there is let me know a little bit in advance so I know, because not everybody wants to have their lyrics on the screen while they're performing for very understandable reasons, because what happens is your picture gets small and the lyrics get big. So that's the thing. We want to ask people to offer verbal encouragement, but in a particular way. So after the performer who just performed before you performs, what we're asking you to do is to kind of like lean in and listen to what you just heard. And then before you even introduce yourself, and we got first timers tonight, and we want the first timers to introduce themselves especially. But before you introduce your song, extend a word of love and encouragement to that performer who just came before you. And there's 3 things we're looking for: positive, focused on your own experience of what you heard, and brief. So it's not so much a moment for pure song critique like the workshop we're going to be holding later on, but it is a moment for encouragement, because we do have a space for song critique, but that's kind of the concept. And I sound like a broken record with this next point, but it's a word about the concept of praise. See, for this thing, what we're really doing here is creating a space where people listen to each other. So sometimes praise can be nice, no doubt, but like the praise is not the most important thing in the world. And what is really important is kind of like how we felt when we heard this song. Because I just want to say it's more important that we're listening than that we're praising. I think that's what we're here for. Those of us who are creative types. I don't even know if it's the fact that like you expressed something through your song and someone heard it. That's one of the things we're trying to give all of us really a chance to sort of do publicly, to do some public listening with each other. And then the last thing is just a reminder that each person gets 5 minutes. On the back end here, I'm going to be posting people's websites to the live stream as they perform as best as I can. So, people will be able to link to your page. Hopefully your website kind of tells a little bit about you and your artistry if people want to follow up with you. And with that, we're kind of ready to go. Let's see if we are ready. I think I want to ask if our first performer would be Skinner and Twitch, but they're in the UK and they might need to come back a little bit later. But can we get Rick Ward is the next on our list? Are you ready, Rick? Or do you need a little more time? Because we can give you a little more time. Go ahead and unmute, Rick, if you're okay. Rick, I'm going to give you a little more time because it looks like you might need it.
No, I got it. I just have to be able to unmute.
Oh,
now,
sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Good deal.
I use my webcam today.
All right. Well, let's hear Rick Ward. Tell us where you're coming from, Rick.
Well, actually, I'm in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, my own stomping grounds, and I just have an Irish tune to share with everybody. an intro and everything else. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, which in my opinion we should at least wait until spring, but it can't be helped, you know, we live in the North Country, so...
Hey Rick, you might want to take that guitar level down just a bit. Just a hair on the guitar.
I'm
Patrick's Day song.
I can't adjust it because I'm just sitting, I'm being recorded by this webcam, and it just does whatever it does.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, okay. Faith and Bigorra, how many Irish have we got in the crowd tonight? I'll be the first to confess it then. I'm actually English, Irish, and Scottish. I've got the right to sing it, you know. Well, I don't have time to do the intro properly, but here's a song I put together nearly 20 years ago. It's on the Robin Hood Rides Again CD. And I have to tell you that in the grand tradition of folk musicians everywhere, I accidentally lifted the tune for the verses, but the rest is all original. And it has a wonderful high harmony, especially for those of you who are female vocalists. I'm going to have Ben, would you please put the lyrics up? And I'd like to invite you all to sing along in harmony. Here's an Irish tune for you that I kind of wrote. There is a place in Ireland, inside the foggy hill, where the dream of every sailor lives. I fancy I see her still, just like a sparkling emerald upon the shimmering sand. The beauty of a woman and the soul of every man. Some say 'tis but a legend, like Lady of the Lake. Some swear they seen her rising up, her morning walk to take, to hear the blind bird singing. You'd think the man could see. Some see only what they believe only what they see. Let those who lift their glass to toast the ones they love the most, recall the ones who gave their all at the sound of freedom's call. Though all the angels in the band try to lend a hand, but only those with ears could hear, and the rest gave angels tears. There is a place not far from here, weeds have overgrown. On the door to the invisible, that's hardly ever shown, there is a secret garden where the sweetest song is known. I haven't heard for ages yet, I feel it in my soul. Let those who lift their glass to toast the one who loves the most, recall the ones who gave it all, the sound of freedom's call. Beyond the vast discussions, is it hers or is it the lover and beloved dance, the only dance there is? Beyond the ardent arguments, is it hers or only his? The lover and beloved dance, the only dance that is.
Bravo, Rick Ward. Thank you very much for that song.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I want to
Quite
bring
welcome.
Pat Lamanna on here and ask Pat to extend a word to Rick.
Well, Rick, some see only what they believe and believe only what they see. That line stuck with me. And the whole thing was just, it's one of the most beautiful traditional songs you've ever written. It sounds like a real traditional song, but the words are just very poetic and evocative. And the melody,
Thank you.
the melody, whether you wrote it or not, it's quite a lovely melody.
It is.
So, Pat, let's hear about your song. Thank you, Rick.
Well, some of you may know about the statue of Fearless Girl that is over my left shoulder. I don't know, it's one of my shoulders. Back there behind me, there's a picture of her wearing a Ruth Bader Ginsburg collar. But the actual statue, and many of you may know this, she stood in front of the charging Merrill Lynch bull that still is in front of the Merrill Lynch building down on Wall Street. The statue was moved, but it was quite a sight to see her standing there with her hands on her hips in front of this bull that was charging at her, and it kind of inspired my idea for this song that honors 3 very brave young women in this Women's History Month. So the statue was named Fearless Girl, and that's the name of the song. October 9th, 2012, Swat Valley, Pakistan. Malala dared to go to school despite the Taliban. They tried to kill her for they feared this educated girl. They only served to spread her message all around the world. On her 16th birthday, she spoke at the UN of justice and equality for women and for men. She said every child deserves the chance to learn and to be free. If we want to build a better world, education is the key. Fearless girl, staring down a raging bull, you're an inspiration to us all. What can I do to follow you? Fearless girl. Parkland, Florida, Valentine's Day. In 6 minutes, 20 seconds, 17 lives were blown away. Emma vowed no other school should face this tragedy. We're marching for our lives in Washington, D.C. Emma told the millions we call BS today. On the politicians, on the NRA, on those who say that gun laws won't prevent gun violence, then for For 6 minutes, 20 seconds, Emma stood in silence. Fearless girl, staring down a raging bull, you're an inspiration to us all. What can I do to follow you? Fearless girl. Greta couldn't eat or sleep, she was so distressed. The climate crisis left her feeling hopeless and depressed. She stood outside of Parliament with a sign that read, "School strike." At first she stood alone, then thousands more joined in the fight. She sailed across the ocean in a carbon-neutral yacht. She spoke at the UN and put those leaders on the spot. "How dare you," scolded Greta, "leave me and my peers with this human-caused disaster that you ignored for years." Fearless girl, staring down a raging bull, you're an inspiration to us all. What can I do to follow you? Fearless girls, staring down a raging bull, you're an inspiration to us all. What can we do to follow you? Fearless girls.
Bravo. Thank you very much. Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Pat. I want to invite our next performer on here. It's Jason Baker. And Jason, would you like, welcome to PMN, by the way. I think I've seen you a little bit around these swaps, but you're a relatively new member, so I want to welcome you especially, but say a word to our friend Pat.
Thank you for your welcome, Ben, and I'm really delighted to hear Pat again. I met Pat just a couple years ago, and I've always been, for one, I've always been delighted with her guitar playing and singing. It's always so soothing and pleasant, but her songs always make you think. And I noticed in the comments other people have heard this song before. I had not, and what a wonderful way to highlight those three young leaders. I'm really excited. It made me instantly think of the photo that's been circulating recently, or in the last year or so, of Malala and Greta sitting together on a bench, and the image of the image of the statue is a fantastic metaphor for all the young women leaders, and it's really it's what a great thing to do to celebrate those young women. Thank you for that song.
Thank you, Jason. And am I right that you're going to be at the If I Had a Song workshop on Monday?
I think I'm in. I don't know if I made the cut.
Yeah. Good. We'll see you then.
Yes, I'll be delighted to do that. Thanks again for that song. Wow. Mine's, it's funny. It's hard. I think that it's great the way some folks are able to tell stories. I'm working on that in my songwriting. This song I'm going to do is the title track from my most recent solo album, and it's a pretty simple metaphor for community, and it's called The Lighthouse. And feel free to sing along. The lyrics should be up, sing along at home and make your own harmonies up. All the young lads in town were heading off to sea. My mother said to me, what will be, will be. Seek your fortune if you must, but please remember home, and let the lighthouse guide you back, however far you roam. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. The lighthouse, it was built so many years ago by everyone in town, the station high or low. The people came together and worked both day and night. They made their common purpose the raising of the light. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. And now we're out at sea, fighting for our lives, thinking of our children, thinking of our wives. And when the battle rages and storms are raging too, we think about the lighthouse and we know what to do. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. So when you're facing trouble and you don't know what to do, when the storms of life have broken, battered you, look for people helping and join them if you can. You can be the light that leads the lost back to dry land. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. Look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse, look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home.
Bravo, Jason Baker. Welcome to PMN. Good to see you. I want to bring on our next performer. Her name is Faith Nolan. And Faith, will love to hear whatever song you got to sing today. I might not have the lyrics. I have never been idle, but you think you had another song, Faith? Feel free to do that. But first, extend a word to our friend Jason. Faith is longtime PMN. Welcome, Faith. How you doing? Go ahead and unmute there if you would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Where I can't even see my. Okay, I'm down here.
Where are you coming from, Faith, today? Oh,
You were unmuted before.
you're good now. We hear you, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Where are you coming from?
Well, I'm in Toronto, Canada. Yeah, the great Black North. Yeah.
Welcome. I'll take
Thanks.
myself off screen, but feel free to say something about the Lighthouse.
Thank you, man. The lighthouse was very nice. I liked it. I'm gonna look for the lighthouse. Let the lighthouse guide you home. It's very singable. Very nice tune.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna do. I couldn't. I was gonna do another song, but I can't find it. This is a song I wrote a while ago. It's called "No Bottled Water," and it's pretty simple. Like everybody needs water. Yeah. And a woman in Canada, her name is Mott Barlow. She did a big campaign all over the world to talk about the water disappearing for people because, like Nestle's in India, and of course it's like the biggest world issue for people dying and so on. So I just wrote this little song. I can drink it anytime. I don't care what the they say. I'm gonna drink it anyway. No bottled water, keep it free. Fresh clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. Every creature has a right to share. Running water everywhere. Perrier and Evian, Aquasini and Dasani. No bottled water, keep it free. First clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. Water is a human need, not for money and not for greed. Toxic plastic is killing we. Keep the water free. No bottled water, keep it free. Fresh clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. Look around the world, you'll see people die when water's not free. Air and water, let it be. Keep it owned by all of we. No bottled water, keep it free. First clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. I was gonna do another song, but I couldn't remember it too well. So that's why I changed this song to the one I'm singing now. Join in. No bottled water, keep it free. Fresh clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. And Martha, I liked your song. And Jason, I liked your song too. And Ellie Reinhart, I wasn't here, so I'm sorry I did not hear you. No bottled water, keep it free. Fresh clean water, keep it free. Keep it free and keep it mine. Publicly owned, not privatized. Keep it free. Keep it mine. Keep it free. All the time, all the time. Thank you.
Bravo. Faith Nolan, it's great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to bring on our next performer, Chet Gardner. I hope I'm saying that right. Chet, all the way from Hawaii. Chet, say a word to our friend Faith.
Oh, there, you unmuted me. Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful, Faith. Yeah, for some reason, people don't realize that humans need water first. And that's a good reminder that's the deal. We get ours from the sky here in Hawaii, luckily. I'd also like to tell people to check out Faith's website. She's an impressive person, and I definitely commend your activity helping the incarcerated. That's an important issue to me. So my tune, I have a terrible, flaky, unreliable satellite internet connection because we can't get cable or DSL here where I live. We're part of the neglected rural. The song itself is composed by Torvald and Uncle Lico Martin. They originally recorded it as, or sang it as Nanakuli Blues. And it's part of the Hawaiian Renaissance, which unfortunately I missed. I lived on Oahu when I was in junior high school, back before it was a state, and when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. And I was here at a time when Honolulu still looked like Honolulu, and local people could just walk from their houses down to Waikiki and jump in the surf, which is something that this song is talking about, the definite loss of. So roll it. Roll the video.
Wind's gonna blow, so I'm gonna go down on the road again, starting where the mountains left me. I'm up where I began, where I will go, the wind only knows. Good times around the bend. Get in my car, going too far, never coming back again. Tired and worn, I woke up this morning, found that I was confused. Spun right around, found I had lost the things that I couldn't lose. The beaches they sell to build their hotels, my fathers and I once knew. Birds all along, sun lighted down, singing Waimanalo blues, singing Waimanalo blues. Down on the road, where mountains so old, far on the countryside. Birds on the wing forget in a while, so I'm headed for the windward side. All of your dreams, sometimes it just seems that I'm just along for the ride. Some they will cry because they have pride for something who love here died. The beaches they sell to build their hotels, my fathers and I once knew. Birds all along, sunlight at dawn, singing Waimanalo blues, singing Waimanalo blues, singing South Kona blues, singing Kailua blues, singing Waimanalo blues.
Chet, what was the name of that one?
Waimanalo blues.
Okay, I got it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chet. Wow. I'm so glad, you're really using all the technology to the best, despite the rural neglect thing that you were talking about. Hey, I want to bring in our next performer to extend a word to our friend Chet here. That person is Joanne Spees. Welcome, Joanne. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be here. And Chet, what a whole experience to feel the...
I lost it somehow.
Oh, can you hear me? I'm okay, I think. But
good.
the
I'm
way
just making sure
you
everyone's
finger
muted.
picked,
I lost it. It went away.
I was really loving the rhythm and the steady feeling like a cradle. I could really feel how beautiful that beach was, and to see the greenery, especially today where I am in the Berkshires, it's still got snow on the ground, and your voice, I'm still in the vibration of it. I don't even want to move. Thank you. I guess I will move forward and sing a song. It's one that I wrote right after the presidential election in 2016. Sarah Lee Guthrie here in the Berkshires invited people to come to the church, Arlo's church, and just talk about all the things that were on their mind. And boy, after that first night of everyone speaking about every problem, I went home quite overwhelmed. And George, who takes care of and runs the church, said something like, well, hey, let's make a table out of the wall. And so that inspired this song called Drop in the Bucket. Take a brick from the builder, a brick from the builder, a brick from the builder till there is no wall. Kick the heel of a giant, a heel of the giant, the heel of a giant, till the giant falls. Put a drop in the bucket, put a drop in the bucket, a drop in the bucket till the bucket's full. A light in the window, put a light in the window, a light in the window till love will rule. Better call our senator, call my congresswoman, call my neighbor, better call 'em fast. Strike a match for freedom, a match for freedom, a match for freedom, till hate is ash. Put a drop in the bucket, put a drop in the bucket, a drop in the bucket till the bucket's full. A light in the window, put a light in the window, a light in the window till love will rule. Take the length of the wall and the width of the wall and the height of the wall. Make a table, take the pipe from the pipeline, pipe from the pipeline, pipe from the pipeline. Make a cradle, rock the baby, rock the baby, rock the baby till the crying's done. Rock the baby, rock the baby, rock the baby till peace is won. From the lies I'm fed, from the lies I'm fed, from the lies I'm fed, I will bake a bread. I'll eat the bread of truth, the bread of truth, the bread of truth, till the lies are dead. Put a drop in the bucket, put a drop in the bucket, a drop in the bucket till the bucket's full. A light in the window, put a light in the window, a light in the window till love will rule. Rock the baby, rock the baby, rock the baby till the crying's done. Rock the baby, rock the baby, rock the baby till we are one. Till peace is won. Thank you.
Bravo, Joanne Spees. Where are you coming from again, Joanne?
I am in the Berkshires, Western Massachusetts.
Welcome, welcome. Is this? I can't remember. Is this your first PMN song swap?
It is, yeah. It's my first time here.
Try to make a special mention of that when I can remember. Thank you and welcome.
Thanks.
I want to extend further the welcome to from Joe Zoske, who I think is also a first timer. Welcome, Joe. How you doing? We see you now, and go ahead and unmute. Thank you, Joe.
Okay,
Yeah.
second timer, actually.
Second timer. Okay, thank you.
I don't mean a two-timer, I mean second timer. Joanne, thank you. I'm still swaying to the melody and the rhythm, the groove of that song. And I love songs that have something important to say and do it with a sweetness. It's like the old line about sugar makes the medicine go down. I can hear such important messages when it's given that nice, light, swaying quality to it. Thank you. And I'm not too far away. I'm just I'm near Saratoga Springs, New York, so just west of you. And I'm always fascinated where inspirations come from for songs. This song, I call it Testimony. This comes from hearing about so many investigations into corruption and how reporters are always saying that investigators want to find out what he knew and when he knew it. And that phrase stuck with me. And I thought, there's a lot more questions that I would like to ask people that have been accused of serious things. And so I thought of myself as the investigator. And these are the questions that I would ask. So the hearing is in session. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? What did you know? When did you know it? Who'd you tell? And was it true? Was it a lie or just a story with an element of truth? And did they believe you when you gave them names and places? And could they even see a hint of shame across your face? Do not lie, just tell the truth. It'll go easier for me and you. What did you do? Why did you do it? Did you know that it was wrong? Was it something you just thought of or had planned out all along? Did you act alone or were there others on your team? Acting in duplicity, attending to the scheme. Do not lie, just tell the truth. It'll go easier for me and you. We've seen this same old story played out many times before. The guilty plead their innocence, knowing what's in store. You'll say you didn't mean it and regret the damage done. But in the end it's all the same and no one's really won. What's that you say? You've changed your story. Now you're giving it a spin, trying to mitigate the depth of trouble that you're in. Casting blame on others, claiming you're a victim too, in hope there might be others who still have some faith in you. Do not lie, just tell the truth. It'll go easier for me and you. Why do you look bewildered by the questions that I ask? Disbelieving there's a consequence to actions of the past. You say you can't be guilty. You didn't know it broke the rules. Besides, the rules are broken, and others do it too. Do not lie, just tell the truth. Do not lie, just tell the truth. Do not lie, just tell the truth. It'll go easier for me and you.
Bravo. Thank you, Joe. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the song. I'm going to bring up our next performer, Joey Sammith. I think this is your first time, Zoe. How you doing? Welcome, Zoe.
Thank you. And I'm here from the other side of the country, Joe, here in Sonoma County, California. And well, first, I just want to say, the moment you started talking about your song from the title, Testimony, great title, I was just completely pulled in the way you introduced that song. And it just continued through the song. And what really stuck with me was the just tell the truth. It'll go easier for me and you. Like, what a great mantra, for all of us as we bend and, so.
We need more of it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. So I'm just joined and it's my first time. Should I go right in, Ben?
Yeah, we'd love to hear about your song, your introduction, and then I'll cue it up and play it when you're ready to go, okay?
Yeah, wow, I'm just really glad I found y'all. And I'm going to be sharing my first music video that I made in October of this year and released somehow in a strange, unfamiliar city, Portland, Oregon, and in the midst of a pandemic and smoke and firestorms. People came together and it just happened very grassroots and took on a life of its own. And there's more background on my Facebook page and my YouTube page. So I just want to say towards the end, there's a couple lines that I clearly borrowed from dear Woody Guthrie and really debated whether they should stay there. And because of my intention behind them and how they fit, I chose to leave them in for at least right now as a platform for discussing. So if anybody, don't worry if you don't know what I'm referring to when you get there, but if you have anything to say about it, I'd love to hear it in the chat or directly later. And extra points if you can recognize the young RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I think Pat probably will. And with that said, it's called Who's Great America? And the lyrics, they're pretty easy. So I would just watch the video and the lyrics will be there later for you.
Listen to the sound of the rain falling down. It's all falling down in this broken downtown. Stores all closing and the people laid off. Can't afford to leave, can't afford to shop. No food at home and you're nearly homeless. What are you gonna do when there's nothing left? No one should be living with this much stress. Can't see any way to get out of this. Oh, there's a big man coming with an answer for us all. Gonna bring us all back to a great America. A big man's coming, breaking every law to take us all back to a great America. Now the rich have more and the poor have less. How did this happen? Such distress. Some say it's them, some say it's us. Got plenty of blame and we still don't have enough. Hey, there's a big man coming with an answer for us all. Gonna bring us all back to a great America. A big man's coming, breaking every law to take us all back to a great America. We can break into this great divide. Red and blue, there has to be another side. Oh, it's the heart that's missing in this broken down system. Listen, this American dream, it's not what we've been taught. Day by day, we all get bought. Equality is not what we've got, and if we don't stop, a harder rain is gonna fall on America. There's a big man coming with an answer for us all. Gonna bring us all back to a great America. A big man's coming, breaking every law. Whatever happened to liberty and justice for all? Well, this dream's not over. I know there's a way. Together is how we make America great. Rise and unite before we all go down and drown in the gutters of these broken down towns. Listen, oh, listen to the rain. It doesn't have a border, no, it doesn't have a side. It's just falling on this land that's yours and that's mine. Oh, if we can come together, then together we can shine. Oh, I know we can. We can stand together and shine. Oh, come together and shine.
Zoe, that was great.
Bravo. Thank you so much, Zoe. Beautiful. I want to welcome you to PMN. How did you find out about the People's Music Network, if I could ask you?
I think somehow I saw something about Chris who won some award, and I don't remember.
Chris Matthews?
Yeah, and I don't remember
Oh,
what.
yeah.
But I saw her and the woman that she performs with at the Kate Wolf Music Festival this last summer, and they blew me away. Like, so great pick. And if I can say, my question around the Woody Guthrie quote was simply, falling on this land that's yours and that's mine. I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy as to who owns the land and if anybody does, but yeah, I'm so glad I found y'all. You're kind of blowing me away.
Well, likewise. Wow, cool. I'm going to bring on our next performer. It's Eric Reinhart. Hey, Eric, how are you? We had a lot of first timers for this particular song swap. We're very blessed with first timers this time around. Is that you also, Eric?
Yes, I'm a first timer.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So say a word to Zoe here and what you heard there in her song.
Wrote in the chat, chills. I was getting chills. Great production and a message that's so needed right now. I recently watched a thing about Tent City, USA, and the visuals were similar to that, where we're beyond belief that we're where we are, and we need to do something. And thank you for offering your song up for part of that something.
Thank you.
Eric, just one little technical thing. I'm not sure if we have the right sound settings. Is it possibly the original sound? Checking that out. I'm not sure. It sounded just a tad muted. Thanks, Zoe. And then we'll get on to Eric's song. Try it again.
How's it now?
Better, much better. Yeah. Good. So tell us about the song you're going to share with us.
I wrote this song with a group of young people in something called the Bridge Sessions. A fellow named Todd Mack has a group here in the Berkshires called Music in Common, and he gathers together folks from all different diversities, and we sort of brainstorm with a theme in mind, and this theme was reimagining politics.
And very much looking forward. So can you turn the volume also up a little bit on your
Volume is up.
Okay, good. Great. Sounds good. Let's hit it.
Guitar okay?
I think so.
I can only imagine what life will be like when we put love into action. Imagine, like Lennon, where we'd we'll be free. What will it take to pull us back from the edge? For eyes to look each other in the heart again. What will it take? What will it take to pull us back from the edge again? For eyes to look each other in the heart again. The solution begins within when we see the inherent value and equality of all people. The solution begins when we open our hearts and our minds to love neighbors as we love ourselves. Remember, respect, learn to reflect, flexible identity, action linked to empathy. Whoa, mercy me, I can only imagine what life will be like when we put love into action. Imagine, like Lennon, where we'd we'll be free. Unconditionally open your heart and empower your community. Seeking deepest truths ourselves, not forcing them on others. Patience, perseverance, and unity. As Aretha sang, respect. Making an us and them when it should be a we. The problem is power itself. We can't just hope this all clears up soon. We have a history where people have really struggled to vote, but what has come of it? There's pressure from every side. Politics begin when you open up your eyes and keep on ticking till the day that you die. The solution begins when you recognize you're not just friends but kin, part of the beautiful human race. Many different colors but one common skin. In each jewel is reflected all of the jewels. Whoa, mercy me, I can only imagine we are not alone. What life will be when we put love into action. We are not alone. Oh, mercy me.
Bravo! Thank you, Eric. Round of applause. Thank you very much for that song. I want to bring on Mary Lutz, who is our next performer, our next videographer. What are we? The next leader of an ensemble group that is going to be performing. Mary, how are you? Say a word to our friend Eric.
Eric, you have such a gift. Your tenor is so beautiful. But aside from that, I want to say something about your song, which was really moving. And this notion of action linked to empathy, and this love into action notion is so needed right now. And it's very moving to have such a beautiful gift and put it out like that. I really appreciated that. It's quite a wonderful song.
Thanks.
Mary, I can't resist jumping in and saying also, Mercy is one of ours in the Raging Grannies.
This is true. Speaking of the Raging Grannies, the song that we're going to perform was developed for the International Women's Day, March 8th. However, many of the grannies today are actually in action down at the base of the Manhattan Bridge, where they are demonstrating against the 18th anniversary, can you believe it, 18th anniversary of the Iraq War, and which is still going on. And they're down there with the War Resisters League and Veterans Against War. So it's, really an ongoing thing to put that feeling of love, for your country folk, everybody in action. And that's what the grannies try to do. We haven't been able to do that during COVID, so we've been participating in various online demonstrations and online protests through our videos. And this is one of them that is more celebratory than an angry protest, but I think you will enjoy it.
Women of the world, let us throw off our chains. Let us have our share of economic gains. Hey, world, you must hear our call.
We need equal pay for all.
Too many of our women are in living hell. Get them out of prisons and detention cells.
Oh, we've heard it before. Oh, rights we must restore. A woman's right to choose is still the law, we say.
And Black Lives Matter shouted out every day.
Oh, we always knew what we women can do.
We want women's work made a priority.
International Women's Day, a holiday.
Oh, marry whom you please.
Embrace all sexualities.
Celebrate the women who are in your life.
Mother, sister, granny, auntie,
daughter, wife.
I
always knew what we women can do.
Very good.
Bravo! Can I join the Raging Grannies? It says
you
to join.
You'd have to have
Raging
a
Grannies.
gender operation, I think. We're all only women.
Really? Okay. All right. No, that's
but
cool.
if you do, you can.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you for that that video. We have our next performer actually is coming right up. Is also going to be doing a video. Paul Clark, what's up? How you doing? Say hello to our Raging Grannies.
First, thank you, Ben, for all your help again. Well, Raging Grannies, nothing's more powerful than rage and beauty and good cheer. So that's, I suppose that's love in action. COVID has kind of locked me and my wife in, and I met her when she was a maiden, and then she became a mother. Now she's a granny, and she is a happy granny, and her rage is a real educational tool. She's really taught me something about expressing emotion and the intelligence of emotion. And I think men, myself, I've been terrified of women's anger. And the line that jumped out was, "We always knew." I get a sense she works in women's groups, and it's like they know something that men need to learn. She reminded me the other day of a Desmond Tutu quote. He said, if the men would just sit down and let the women make decisions and run things for a while, we'd be better off. And I've humbly come around to accept that truth. So thank you very much. Plus, I love he had so many people. It's such a communal effort. I mean, that in itself is a very powerful message. Thank you very much. I wrote this song. It's gone through about 6 drafts. I got so upset after John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won in Georgia. I thought, oh, yes, yes, yes. And this terrible backlash, this just toxic undertow that we can't seem to get away from has informed my song. So I'm ready, Ben, if you are.
Thank the Lord, there's been no evidence of voter fraud. According to the law, there's certainly no widespread evidence of voter fraud. If Jesus Christ was 95, I think he'd be right by Jimmy Carter's side. 'Cause Jim Crow never died. He's back in a brand new suit and tie. He's weaponized the election lies to suppress the right to vote. And here's one way the law is designed to ban the distribution of food and drink if you're waiting on a long voting line. And aggrieved minorities clinging to power, passing laws in their ivory tower. They weaponize election lies and suppress the right to vote. They move the goals, they purge the rolls, eliminate souls to the polls. They raise the bar, the registrar makes you count jelly beans in a jar. Authoritarians around the world are glad to see vicious flags unfurled. Hate symbols, racism and fear got us marching again on the trail of tears. Jim Crow's back, he's in high gear. 250 bills will soon appear. But Jimmy Carter and Jesus Christ say that's not very nice. To make folk pay the price, the ultimate sacrifice for your greed.
Bravo. Thank you very much. Paul Clark. Thank you for that song.
You're welcome, Ben.
Wow. So many amazing things today. I want to bring on our next performer, Don Roby. Don, how are you? I think you are a first-time participant with the People's Music Network. Welcome.
I've joined a while ago. I've seen some of these as an audience, but I've never performed.
So feel free to extend a word to Paul Clark on the voter suppression song that he just shared.
That was wonderful. I love hearing it as a blues, a rag sort of, and they are certainly doing it. They are trying to keep all of the wrong people from voting, which we want to keep everyone voting.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Thanks, Don. Yeah. So tell us about the song you're going to sing, and tell us a little bit also about where you're coming from, Don.
Well, I live in Gloucester, Massachusetts. I am not a songwriter. I have only about 7 years ago started playing guitar and accompanying myself because I was already singing folk and protest things and realized if I'm doing that, I have to play guitar. I organized a concert in 2015, just a couple of years after starting to play, for Phil Oak's 75th birthday, and sang a lot in that. And in December last year, sang in an online event with for Phil Oak's 80th birthday, and in both of them I did this song. It's a Phil Oak song, one of my favorites. And I did send the lyrics. If you want to put them up on the screen, certainly people can sing along. Knock on the door. In many a time, in many a land, with many a gun, in many a hand, they came by the night, they came by the day, came with their guns to take us away, with their knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more. Back in the days of the Roman Empire, they died by the cross, they died by the fire. In the stone Colosseum, the crowd gave a roar, and it all began with that knock on the door, that old knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more. The years have all passed, we've reached modern times. The Nazis have come with their Nazi war crimes. The tower was there, the power was found. 6 million people have heard that same sound, that old knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more. Now there's many new words and many new names. The banners have changed, but the knock is the same. On the Soviet shores, with right on their side, I wonder who knows how many have died with their knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more. Look over the oceans, look over the lands, look over the leaders with blood on their hands, and open your eyes and see what they do. When they knock over their friend, they're knocking for you with their knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more. With a knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, with a knock on the door, knock on the door. Here they come to take one more, one more.
Bravo! Thank you for bringing that song back. I love that song. Appreciate that, Don.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring on our next performer, Fred Stolnitz. Fred, welcome. Feel free to. I'll get your lyrics queued up, Fred, and feel free to say a word to Don.
Yes, Don, that was a great choice of song. Certainly Phil Oakes was a great songwriter, and unfortunately there's too much about that song that's still relevant today.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing it to us. I'm coming to you from Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside Washington, D.C., and I'm a member of the D.C. Labor Chorus. I think I first heard about the People's Music Network from my Swarthmore classmate, Ann Ferguson, but it was only after I got to know Ben and other members through the great labor arts exchange that I really began paying attention. And only after the pandemic hit that I started watching sessions like this, and recently joined the People's Music Network. So I appreciate your having me on today. For Women's History Month, I'm reaching back in time 2 centuries, which was when Lucretia Mott became a Quaker minister. And over the next 50 years of her life, she became involved in more and more aspects of the struggle for social justice and peace and freedom. She started out preaching against slavery, and later against war, and became very active in the movement for women's rights in the middle of the 19th century, and later still, after the Civil War, for universal suffrage. So here's the Lucretia Mott song. On the island of Nantucket, she was born beside the sea. All her long life she fought bravely to make slaves and women free. And she told us that where God dwells, there must be true liberty, and her light still shines for me. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia, for thy light still shines for me. In the town of Philadelphia she hid the fleeing slaves. For the freedom of her sisters she dared cross the ocean waves. And she asked Ulysses Grant to grant a pardon for the braves, and her light still shines for me. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia, for thy light still shines for me. Let's bring an end to poverty, the gentle Quaker pled. Let's give the workers all a chance to earn their daily bread. Let nations live in peace again, just as our Lord has said, and her light still shines for me. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia, for thy light still shines for me. Throughout the busy cities and across the countryside, she preached one simple message, oh, let truth be e'er thy guide. Mind the light within thee, and let love with thee abide, and her light still shines for me. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia. Thank thee, kindly friend Lucretia, for thy light still shines for me. Thank you.
Bravo, Fred Stolnitz. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I want to do a slight switcheroo to the order and see if we can actually bring next Jan Hillegas up. And then before Dave Tarlow comes on, I want to bring in Skinner and Twitch. So that would be Jan. I see you here. Thank you for being here. Welcome, Jan. So we hear you. And would you like to say a word to Fred Stolnitz from the DC Labor Course?
Well, just thank you for bringing the song. I hadn't heard that before and don't know much about Lucretia. So now I know some more. Thank you. And I also wanted to thank Faith for her song about water. You may know that Jackson, Mississippi has had a lot of big water problem lately. So that's very relevant for many of us.
Is that where you're coming from, Mississippi, Jan?
Yes, I'm Jan Hillegas in Jackson, Mississippi. And I wrote this song, We Will Not Be Denied, 39 years ago in 1982, just after the Equal Rights Amendment was said to have passed the deadline for ratification. 4 of us sang it at a TV station around that time, and they ran just a few seconds of it on the news. I've contacted numerous women and feminist organizations over the years, trying to find singers who would learn the song and use it to promote the ERA, but most didn't respond or ever hear it. The only group showing interest was the Red Berets in Canada, who adapted the words as a multi-issue song. Students at Millsaps College here in Jackson liked it when I sang it a few years ago at a forum, but then the Mississippi co-coordinators did nothing else to promote the ERA here. After I sent in the lead sheet for this song swap, I discovered that in 1988, I had written an updated first verse, which I'll sing today as the second verse. So I offer We Will Not Be Denied today to see if finally there might be a person or two out there who would promote the ERA in song. And of course, I hope everyone will join in on the chorus, which comes first. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will not be denied. The Equal Rights Amendment has passed the deadline. Men have used their power on us one more time. They'll feel our votes and anger. We will not resign ourselves. We will not be denied. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will not be denied. Congress people, mayors, and governors will be. Full rights for women is our destiny. From men's oppression, we're going to break free. We will not be denied. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will not be denied. This is the second verse. The Equal Rights Amendment is long overdue. Our campaign is for justice and dignity too. We'll use our votes and protest. We will not resign ourselves. We will not be denied. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will not be denied. No man or woman will stand in our way. Sooner or later, we'll pass ERA. No more silence till we have our day. We will not be denied. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will come back again and again. We will not be denied. We will not be denied.
Bravo, Jan Hillegas. Wow. A few things I want to say. We got some comments coming in right before we bring on Skinner and Twitch. Zoe Sammith writes, I can feel the complete determination in your delivery. And then Mary Lutz says, Jan, can we recruit you to the Raging Grannies? One other thing, we've got a number of PMN members who have done some work on the, Pat Lamana, help me out here. If you want the women's history.
You are next. Her story is, yeah,
I'm
we
just
had
gonna
a
follow Mary
Would
and
everyone
say,
please mute who's not speaking?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we had a a celebration of women's suffrage, and Lydia, I think you were in that, and Colleen Katow has a wonderful song about Matilda Jocelyn Gage, and as Lydia put in the chat, Charlene has a great song that tells the whole history of the women's suffrage movement. So we gotta add that one to our list.
Hope you guys can connect. All right. Well, thank you very much, Pat, for adding that.
Before you go away, Ben, I'm going to just say I would love Jan to join us. I'm part of the Raging Grannies. Pat, if she's old enough, she looks too young. And anybody else, because, we support and love each other. And we love song and we love justice.
And if you guys don't know how to connect with each other, because you don't know each other yet, I'm going to post a link to the member directory, and then you'll be able to actually reach out directly. Thank you so much for saying that, Martha. Martha from the Raging Grannies in New York City. Beautiful. So thank you, Jan. I want to bring on actually our actual next performer. I believe that person is coming right onto the stage. It is Steve Twitchett from the UK. And welcome, Steve. You can say a word to Jan if you'd like. And I just want to say about Steve, Steve and his partner Sandra were major, hey, there she is, major forces in building this transatlantic link between artists in the UK and members of the People's Music Network. So I want to really thank you for coming on and sharing your music with us today.
Yeah, great. Well, hello, everybody. I'm very proud to be part of this network, which I believe in very strongly. And thanks, Jan, for your lovely song. That was really great. And the Raging Grannies, right on. You got my total support. So I'm here with Sandra, who is musical partner and my beautiful wife. And we're based in Yorkshire in the north of England. We tour the UK. We've been to the States a couple of times and we hope to come again. And we've been to Australia playing songs as well. So briefly, what do? We do folk, flamenco and theatre music, all original, all our own stuff. This is a flamenco guitar from southern Spain. Fantastic instrument, much better at flamenco than I am, but we bring a little bit of that in. My background's in musical theatre as a songwriter, and some of our songs have that kind of feel to them. So tonight you've just got me doing a song. Sandra's
I'm just listening
coming in every now and then to say hello.
on this occasion.
Yeah. So I'm Steve Skinner out of Skinner and Twitch, and Sandra's nickname that she chooses is Twitch. So we're called Skinner and Twitch. What kind of stuff do we do? Well, some of it is wicked satire. There's a lovely tradition in the UK that is all about a satirical dig at the upper classes and the elite. And I'd like to do you a song like that tonight. It's brand new. We've never performed this ever before in public. It's inspired by a British brilliant songwriter called Leon Rosselson, who does a lot of radical political stuff. And it's classic British satire that we want to bring to you now. This song is called All in This Together. And it's every now and then, every 10 years, every decade or so, the wealthy elite say, oh my God, we've got to cut services yet again. We had it about 15 years ago in Britain. We're just about to have it again. Watch this space in the next year or so. After COVID, they'll be attacking our services, our support, our society, our community yet again. And what they'll be saying is, oh, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're all in this together, aren't we, after all? So, we're all tightening our belts and all that sort of thing. So that's what this number is all about. It does have a chorus. Join in if you want to. There's gloom across the nation, the spending's all been spent. We've got to pay the loans for the lending we were lent. The country is in crisis, savings all around. We've got to pull our belts in or our trousers will fall down. They're closing down the clinic, the library and the school, but we're all in this together after all. Here comes the chorus. Together, 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 together. There's the golden rule. It's in the daily papers. It surely must be true. We're all in this together after all. You may be a millionaire or milkman on the dole. Maybe dealing diamonds or digging dirty coal. You may be eating caviar or only pie and peas. You may be drinking champagne or stuck with deadly tea. Everyone should share the blow, I am absolutely sure. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Right. Together, 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 together is the golden rule. It's in the daily papers, it surely must be true. We're all in this together after all. So if you're using food banks and the cupboard's nearly bare, you're trying to pay the bills but the cash is never there. You're running out of electric, the place is feeling cool, but we're all in this together after all. Just remember, we promise tomorrow will be bright. As we fly off to Bali on a first-class flight, we'll sing this little song beside our private pool. We're all in this together after all. Just remember, keep on chanting this very simple rule. You may be upper class or you're up against the wall. You'll be thinking you're taking for a fool, but we're all in this together after all. Do join in. Together, 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 together. Together is the golden rule. It's in the daily papers, surely must be true. We're all in this together after all. Yes, pass the pâté and the champagne, now it's cool, because we're all in this together after all. Maybe it's quite funny or really rather cruel, but we're all in this together after all. Together, 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 together. It's in the daily papers, it surely must be true. We're all in this together after all.
Bravo, Steve Skinner. That was a great song, and Leon Rosselson wrote that, and I had not heard that. What's that?
Inspired by Leon.
Oh, you wrote it. Oh my gosh. Well, it was so good. It sounded like a Leon Rosselson song.
Okay, I'm inspired by the guy's songwriting. It's consciously written in his style. Yeah.
Oh man, you nailed it. You nailed it. See, I was like, oh my gosh, I missed the latest Leon Rosselson song. I mean, you totally said it and I was distracted, but I loved it. And we should talk about Leon Rosselson more, because I just, I think he's got incredible songs and really brilliant. So thanks for bringing those to us. I want to bring on the next performer who's David Tarlow from New York City. And David, maybe you can add a word here to our friend Steve.
You stole my thunder, man. It was fun. Together, 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 together. I love it. And I love the image of you know, the tighten our belts or our pants will all fall down. Yeah, that's a great line. So this song was inspired by a sign that I saw at a demonstration a number of years ago.
Hey, do you want to bring your volume up a little bit again, Dave?
Again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a little on the quiet side.
All right. Let me raise this up a bit too. How's that? Better?
We're getting there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Sign us out a demonstration that said, "Querían enterrarnos, pero olvidaron que somos semillas," which means they wanted to bury us, but they forgot that we are seeds. And I said, that's a song. Took me a while to write it, and then my friend Ruben, who's coming later, wrote another one on the same theme because I told him about it. And with what's going on in the border, it seemed like an appropriate time to sing it as well. Turns out it's actually a well-known saying in Mexico, which I found out a couple of years later. They wanted to bury us there, trying to bury us. Thought they could bury us, forgot we are seeds. Nos querían enterrar, nos trataron de enterrar. ¿Cómo pudieron olvidar que somos semillas? Try it. They wanted to bury us there, trying to bury us. Thought they could bury us, forgot we are seeds. Nos querían enterrar, nos trataron de enterrar. ¿Cómo pudieron olvidar que somos semillas? We are seeds in a garden, colors shining bright. If we could all just share the flowers, wouldn't everything be all right? But the owners of the garden, to all we grow, they lay a claim. Claim it as their birthright, put everything in their name. They wanted to bury us there, trying to bury us. Thought they could bury us, forgot we are seeds. Nos querían enterrar, nos trataron de enterrar. ¿Cómo pudieron olvidar que somos semillas? The higher they pile the dirt, deeper the hole. How is it they never learn? That's how seeds grow. Our minds are the fertile ground. Our tears flow like healing rain. Our blood feeds the roots, and then we grow back strong once again. They wanted to bury us there, trying to bury us. Thought they could bury us, forgot we are seeds. Nos querían enterrar, nos trataron de enterrar. ¿Cómo pudieron olvidar que somos semillas? Yes, we are seeds.
Bravo. What a beautiful singable song. Thank you so much, David. I want to bring on Judy, who's not a first timer to PMN, maybe the first timer to these song swaps, but actually someone who's been involved with PMN for a number of years. Welcome, Judy.
Oh, I would like to unmute. But
We hear you. We hear you.
Okay. Hey, did you say, David, you're from New York, along the Hudson? I mean, the way you play that banjo and sing that song,
From
I think
Brooklyn.
there's another presente among us. Pete. Thank
From
you so
Brooklyn,
much. And the tears, the healing tears, I love that. So appreciate it a lot. I'm going to lift up another, well, no, first. I can't, something, anyway, whatever. I want to show my shirt. Hope to abolish the death penalty is the only inmate run abolition group in this country. I'm very thankful to be on the advisory board. These have learned so much. You all have heard the expression, we all are more than the worst thing we've ever done. And we just have to help everybody realize that. A woman that I like so much to lift up again, as Lucretia has been, Odetta. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Odetta's songs. I don't know how many of you know her, Another Man Done Gone, but she has the big, deep voice that I don't have. But she really inspired me to carry the message on. So we have just almost had another damnable execution in Alabama. And somehow this song came to me, and I want to share the revision that I have of Another Man Done Gone. Ben, why does it keep saying I need to unmute myself?
Oh, I'm not sure, but we hear you really well.
Well, okay. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. The list goes on and on. Alabama done 'em all wrong. Another man done gone. They killed another man, and then they killed another man. They killed another man. Willie Smith gotta stay, but will it stay that way, or will they kill him? This chain of death, it's so long. Strange fruit still hangs in Mirapole's song. Killing has always been wrong. Will we let it go on and on and on and on and on until all life is gone?
Judy, thank you so much. Wow. You said that was, talk a little bit about Odetta.
Oh my goodness. Odetta, you all, is from Birmingham, Alabama. And I even heard that she used to live at some point in Atmore, which is where the death chamber is. And her man was down on the county farm, Another Man Done Gone. But then she has this wonderful trilogy, and you people will probably really like it because it's Oh Freedom and Come and Go With Me to this land. I'm on my way. It's just a great freedom kind of song. So check out Odetta if you don't know about her.
Thank
But
you.
thank you for
Some appreciation here in the chat for your rendition of Odetta here. So thank you very much. Check out the chat. But I want to bring our next performer on, Dada Veda. Welcome, Dada. How you doing? Maybe you can extend a word to our friend Judy as well.
Judy, that was really fantastic. A lot of passion, and you have the same passion as Odetta. Maybe not the same exact voice, but and I love the auto harp. Gives it a very good touch. It's an instrument which is not used enough. It should be used more. You did a wonderful job. So
Thank you very much.
I'm very moved by it. Okay, so I'm going to do a song which is kind of in a line of songs which I've written about wealth inequality. A few years ago at the Great Labor Arts Exchange, I did a song called Trickle On Down, about trickle-down economics. And then last year, in one of these swaps, one of the first ones of the series, I did a song called We Don't Need No Billionaires, which is my opinion. And then now my latest song is a follow-up to that. It's called We Don't Need No Corporations. And I'm a lyrics guy first. I write down the lyrics and then I think about how am I going to put it into a song. And as it were, I have been performing a lot online recently, and I always do traditional songs, mix them in with my originals and pop classics and stuff. So one song I was singing a lot was This Train, which is a gospel song. This train is bound for glory, this train. So I'm using that tune, but I think it's in the public domain, so I hope no one will hunt me down for it. In any case, I'm using that tune, but these lyrics are my lyrics, my opinion. Hope you like it. We don't need no corporations, do we? We don't need no exploitation, do we? We want our right to live and thrive just as long as we're alive. We don't need no corporations, do we? I can vote for the president, but not the boss. That's not democracy, that's my loss. Here's something better, you'll one day agree. Let's run everything cooperatively. Let the workers in a place guide their fate. Give them a voice, give them a stake. They'll become the owners, managers too. Prosperity will flow to me and you. That's why we don't need no corporations, do we? Everyone sing. We don't need no exploitations, do we? We want our right to live and thrive just as long as we're alive. We don't need no corporations, do we? We don't need no corporations, do we? Time to kick the traitors from the temple, let's do it. Let's bid farewell to the wheeler dealers, let's do it. Let's watch the power of cooperation open the door to our liberation. We don't need no corporations, do we? We don't need no exploitation, do we? We don't need no speculation, do we? We don't need no corporations, do we?
Bravo! Thank you, Dada Veda.
Thank you. Hey, Ben, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
First, I'm overwhelmed by the tremendous talent on display here. You know, all the songs are great. And in that line, I'm part of a contest which Ben knows about. It's called the Songs for Social Change at a place called RAWA, RAWA.net. And in the past few years, we've had people from the People's Music Network, and they ended up as finalists. We had Mike Glick, and then we had Jason Baker, and this year Holly Hammer. And I'm sure that if some of you guys enter into that contest, very soon the winner of that contest will be a member of the PMN. But I can't influence it. You know, we have other judges, and I have to, stay back. But
You're like administrating. Oh man, that's beautiful, Dada. And that if that's an annual contest, am I right?
Yeah, it's an annual contest. Yeah.
And usually it gets announced what time of year?
Well, it gets announced just usually January, and the deadline goes to like the 1st of December. So you guys all have a lot of time. Just go to rawa.net and then just.
So we have till December 2021 to enter the song, and then it's like there's some prize money associated with it.
$500, yeah.
$500.
And also trying to arrange some additional prizes from some companies, who give some equipment or gift cards and stuff like that. So I'm trying to arrange more for that. But anyway, you guys have the talent, so you just have to enter. That's all it is.
Well, every time someone does something like what you're doing there, Dada, to elevate the appreciation in this culture for the craft of songwriting for social change, it really contributes something enormous. So I thank you for your role in keeping that alive. And if we can help in the future getting the word out about this contest through the People's Music Network, I'll be very happy to help.
Thank you for letting me perform too. I'm always looking for a place.
A pleasure. Thank you, Dada. I want to bring on our next performer. It's Mary McCaffrey. Mary, how are you doing? Go ahead and I'm going to bring you right on screen here. Hey, we hear you now. What's up, Mary?
Hi, Ben and everybody. I'm glad to be here. I got a good shirt on too. I guess you can maybe see it. So anyway.
Vintage
more down below.
Feminists. I can't quite read it.
The soul of a feminist, that vintage feminist, the soul of a witch.
Beautiful. Do you want to have a word for Dada before we hear your song?
Well, that was great. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking an existing tune and putting your own words to it. That was great. I support your sentiments fully. So we never had a song quite like that before, like that I know of, that we don't need no corporations. I mean, there's a song called We Don't Need Your Millions, Mister. I don't know that it has We Don't Need No Corporations, but it's true. We, the anarchists and not the ones that are going around calling themselves Fatih or whatever it is. Not those anarchists, but the anarchists that came out of the Spanish anarchist movement. They were trying to set up a system with no bosses, which hasn't happened yet, but we're still hoping. Okay.
Let's hear about your song, Mary. Thank you so much.
My song is a song in honor of Women's History Month. It was from 1973 by Alex Dobkin on her album Lavender Jane Loves Women. And it's one of those iconic songs from that time where there was a women's music movement. Not real long, won't take me 5 minutes. Okay, now I think that this song, the words in this song could be applied also to the lives of men. So for all you men out there, think of it as if these words applied to you and not just to your partner or some women you know or some women who love other women. I think it could apply to everybody. Okay, here I go. The woman in your life will do what she must do to comfort you and calm you down and let you rest now. The woman in your life, she can rest so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you. The woman in your life knows simply what is true. She knows the simple way to touch, to make you whole now. The woman in your life, she can touch so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you. And who knows more about your story, about your struggle in the world? And who cares more to bless your weary shoulders than the woman in your life? She's trying to come through, a woman's voice with messages, a woman's feelings. The woman in your life, she can feel so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you. And who is sure to give you courage, and who will surely make you strong, and who will bear all the joy that's coming to you, if not the woman in your life? She's someone to pursue. She's patient and she's waiting, and she'll take you home now. The woman in your life, she can wait so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life, the woman in your life, the woman in your life is you.
Bravo! Beautiful song. Gosh, it's a great song. Thank you for sharing that, Mary. Hey, I want to check here if we have Ruben Gonzalez in the Zoom room. Checking to see if we do not have Ruben Gonzalez. The next and final performer will be Jenny Amanda Hurwitz. So this is the last call. I gotta say, we've got some people coming in on.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Jenny.
I'm
Good.
here.
Okay,
Hold on
so
one
you're.
second. I'm just going to quiet my my apartment.
Yes, sounds good. I'll just tell you, we've got people tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, and a bunch of people here in the Zoom room. So I don't always know exactly specifically who is in the Zoom room, except insofar as their names appear on my Zoom screen. But anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll take we'll bring
Trying to get cooperation. Okay.
Yeah, good. I'm going to bring you on here, Jenny, add the spotlight, and maybe we start with a word for Mary.
Yes, Mary. I love your singing of that. Alex Dobkin showed up at 2005 to the PMN round robin. I remember, and she didn't get to sing. It was a very difficult situation because I didn't know whether to fit her in. But she was so nice anyway, and I remember seeing her in concert a bunch of times and her albums and stuff. And so many of my friends, when I was in the early 70s at Hunter College, were finding that they were gay or bisexual, and she was so important in that. And we would go to concerts together and stuff. We had Feminist Collective and a women's studies program we were trying to get, called Lilith's Rib. But thank you for that. That was great to hear that. Thanks. So this is my balance of guitar and voice. I hope that's okay. More or less. I at least got a mic, so when I turn my head, bend, it won't be a problem.
Oh, that's cool.
I was going back and forth which song to do. I'm so glad Joe Biden got in, but we are going to have to push what we need to push, with protecting immigrants who are coming in. And Jacob Soboroff the other day on MSNBC was mentioning that there still is this policy, if a kid comes with a relative who's not their parent, they might get separated, and then they'll try and find the parent here, but an aunt got sent back to another country, and that doesn't make sense. And there's a lot we're going to still have to do, of course. This song was after there was the bombing. We bombed Syria. And it's been very quiet in the news about that. So I wrote this about that. Now comes the hard part. It's always like this. We compromise to elect a good liberal like this. But then comes the bombing, and we realize the difference between important good change and a whole new kind of governance. A scared white supremacy is a rising menace. What about sharing tolerance and nonviolence? Generation after generation for quite a long mess. The big companies are multinational but based here in the US, and it's their protection our lives are made to be for. We eat our cake and unwittingly support a forever war. I used to wonder when I heard of the 100-year war, just how could that be? But here we are, 20 years on and more. We can land rovers on Mars, but will corporations vaccinate the whole world, everyone? If this pandemic has taught us anything, isn't it one for all for one? Share the bounty, opportunity, democracy, feminist, racial equality, and the vaccine. We can do this, be the change to make the world we want to see. I always thought our movements built on one another. Civil rights, feminism, gay rights, disabled is not unable. Black Lives Matter, feminism, and gay rights. Black Lives Matter, gender-neutral pronouns, but it's one step forward and two back. Share the bounty, opportunity, and people die from food that they lack. I like Joe Biden in his heart, wife, daughter, son that he lost. But then why bomb Syria when 22 lives were the cost? They say they are militias killing our soldiers in Iraq. But they say it's not true, just a beloved son. Time to take our own sons and daughters back. Though it is a giant worry, the rise of ISIS and such. What's our rightful role in the world? Who are we protecting? Why and how much? Now comes the hard part. It's always like this. We compromise to elect a good liberal like this. But there are limits to what we can get from this. So it's back to the streets. It's not betrayal to peacefully protest for what we really need. Share the bounty, opportunity, democracy, feminist, racial, religious equality. We can do this, be the change to make the world we want to see. Da 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 da. Come dance with me. And da 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 da. Someday we'll all be free. Da 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 da. Humans live for just so long. Da 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 da. One day we will sing a new song. still learning it.
Bravo, Jenny. It's wonderful how you
Jenny.
process all that's going on in the world and bring it into a song so contextually, to the situation that we're in.
Thanks. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Is that what I meant to sing? And my eyes skipped. Black Lives Matter, gender neutral pronouns, but it's one step forward, two back. In a planet of plenty, people stunted for food that they lack. Because, not only is the WTO refusing to suspend the patent so we could just give the recipe for the vaccine worldwide, like the polio vaccine was.
Mm-hmm.
But people are starving for lack of food even in this world when, anyway, but thank you.
Yeah, well, no, you've identified a lot of major contradictions there in our current political moment, and I just appreciate the what's the word we use for this? The topicalness? No, the contemporariness. I'm getting the wrong word. Pandemic brain. Sorry. Well, friends,
No
this has
problem.
been an amazing day. Thank you, Jenny, for your song. Like I said, we got lots of online events coming up. We went a little over today. I try to keep it generally to 2 hours, but what I'm going to do now, because sometimes people like to hang out and talk a little bit, so I'm going to cut the live stream, and folks who are on the Zoom right now are welcome to hang out a little bit and chat, and that's what we're going to do right now. So check out People's Music Network. We have a thriving, growing organization, and we really look forward to all that we can create together. I always look at the membership of People's Music Network as a resource, a creative richness, that this organization exists to help that richness find each other and to make space for that richness to be heard in the broader world. And this is how we sustain these traditions of singing for social change. So with that, goodbye to the live stream.